Back in the summer of 2016, there existed a content creator online who specialized in hypnotism and ASMR ordained videos. She went by the name Dizzy Mizzy, originally Mistress Mizzy before her rebranding, and her subscriber count was somewhere around the 2,000 mark. Her uploads had a standard formula for those who were interested. Roleplays involving her, pretending to be a mistress taking care of your hygiene, mental health, or simply having fun with you. Hypnosis wheels to help one sleep or relax. VR chat live streams inviting fans to her lobby. Occasionally, she'd have a bit of fun with joke videos, such as an April Fool's special, where she ordered the viewer to cluck like a chicken. At first glance, she's a sweetheart, despite the admittedly strange and somewhat creepy fanbase she has. However, outside of the internet, her true colors shone like a diamond. Long before her last upload, she was an evil, delusional person, with no regard for human life. Her happy and cheerful attitude was all a mask that she hid behind, to soon wheedle her audience into a tragedy. 3 people who were associated with her spoke up. First one was Carson Doherty, a past bully from Mueller Technical School. According to him, she signed up under the name Ruby Afra, and even when she was being pinned against a wall, she always had a smile on her face, no matter the circumstances at hand. In March, a situation had occurred where Carson broke down into hysterics and screamed in her face near the cafeteria. He mentioned that this was someone he genuinely trusted, requested advice from whenever he was feeling confused, and that the reason for his breakdown was because she suddenly, out of nowhere, started bringing up his personal life, asking him how his father was doing. He never elaborated. Cornering Mizzy, he threatened to physically punch her if she didn't comply, a crowd of people forming around the two. She never flinched, or blinked, for that matter. Instead, she smacked her lips and whispered, in a cruel, hoarse tone,
"I've faced much worse below. You are nothing."
She pointed to her left cheek, repeatedly soliciting him to strike, for the sake of proving it. Carson ended up transferring the day after, with the help of his mother. The second individual, a now housed, modest living Gabriel Fowler, encountered Mizzy when he was still homeless and in need of mental help. He disclosed that every day of the week, near his local Lucky's Market, she always passed him on her walk home. She never took a car or bus. Whenever he asked her for cash, Mizzy would continue walking without a word being said, seemingly forcing a smile. Eventually, the ignorance got to a point where Gabriel would forcefully grab her shoulder just to get her attention. Her reaction wasn't very pleasant. Scanning the area to ensure that they were alone, Mizzy clutched onto his face and stared him down. As claimed by Gabriel himself, despite how normal she looked, she had an aura that made him break down into tears. The way he described the feeling was like hallucinating but also not. Witnessing a lucid dream. The last thing he heard before waking up in a ditch miles away from Lucky's was her voice, spitting through gritted teeth.
You wouldn't even make good food for the squalet. Stay that way, or crumble with me.
The third and final witness was Mizzy's next-door neighbor, Andy Gore. An hour before he had phoned the police to file a noise complaint for what he thought was a house party, Dizzy Mizzy posted her final video to the public. The Kickstarter for what led to this supposed gathering in the first place. And the big reveal for what kind of person Mizzy truly is. What follows is a description and transcript for Special Thanks, the video in question. The viewer is greeted by Mizzy, face hidden above the camera's capture, sitting in front of a desk and excitedly giving her greetings, as always.
Ladies, gentlemen, welcome back. I'm your host, Mistress Missy, and I'm happy to have you here today. Hopefully this will be worth your time. Now, I have good news and bad news. But before I get into all of that mumbo jumbo, I have something I want to share with you all. Something I must confess to. You see, within the past biennium of entertaining and inspiring others, that isn't the sole reason for my time here. Of course, I am incredibly grateful to have met all of you, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I wouldn't trade it for the world. However, my initial intentions were to collect, to search, to send myself on a quest to build an eventual assembly, and I don't mean on VRChat either. Luckily, everything worked out exactly how I planned it, and my role has been positively serene. For the bad news, I will be leaving the internet indefinitely, and I will not be coming back. In fact, I will be leaving, period. Death approaches further by the minute. But we will cross that bridge soon. The good news is that you may come with me as you please. Converge with the envoy if you will. But before I officially give you my word, I must undress. It's getting awfully humid in this thing.
Right before the watcher's eyes, Mizzy reached above the screen, and loud noises, similar to the tearing of duct tape, peaked the audio. From head to toe, she disgracefully tore her entire body tissue in two. In actuality, it was a skin suit, coated with syrupy liquid on the inside, unveiling her core essence. Next to the life-sized, vacant skin suit, now piled into a folded mess on the bed, was a figure, her size, lathered all over with tar black oil and soot. Their new skin appeared rougher than hot coals, as if someone had crawled their way out of a still scorching furnace and lived. The voice was nowhere close to Mizzy's anymore, but echoing the gritty, scuffed tonality of a sick elderly man.
Perfect. I've been itching for my sweet liberty since I arrived. Now that all is said and done, all eyes on me. Drop everything. This instant.
With the snap of their fingers, the screen filled to the brim with a mess of pure black and white flashes, overlapping several transparent pictures. Rapidly moving pictures of a chalk-drawn swirl against a dusty wooden floor. Intermittently, two words pop up in quick succession. Arise and tread. All that Andy could recount seeing outside was a large group of people, 20 or more, lined up and stepping into the entrance. He described the noise as screechy, like the people in his neighbor's house were watching a garage band. Investigators discovered some information about the house itself, and the only evidence left behind before Mizzy disappeared, never to be seen again. The home was never owned by Mizzy, or Ruby Afra, as that was her alias, but rather a couple in their 30s who left for work every afternoon and evening. Charlotte and Marty Reynolds have sworn that they've never had a daughter, nor raised a child to begin with. As for the area upstairs, it contained the skin suit from the video, a YouTube tab on incognito mode, showing the "This channel is not available" message, a smashed VR headset missing its memory, and a massive dirt hole in the center of the floor. The hole was bottomless,